All right, so we are back, 2:45. Let me go ahead. We've got a video we are premiering from Jenny on effective graphics and landing pages. You may have to adjust your volume on your end. Got a 20-minute video, and then Jenny will be on here. Here we go.
Hi there, it's Jenny from Ads Uncorked. And in this session here today, we are going to be talking through the elements of effective graphics and landing pages. Now, this is extremely important, as if your graphics aren't exactly what they need to be and your landing pages don't offer the best experience possible, your ads simply won't perform. It doesn't matter how good your offer is. It doesn't matter how wonderful your service is. If your graphics and landing page aren't properly depicting that, you've got a really big problem, and it doesn't matter how much money you put behind your ads, it's not going to work. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right. So, most important thing to keep in mind here, landing pages, keep it simple. Keep it simple. This is the biggest mistake that I see business owners making, is that they try to include everything, show how knowledgeable they are, how wonderful their product is, or their offer, their service, whatever it might be, but that's truly hurting them rather than helping them. So what are the elements that you need on your landing page? I've got 3 simple things for you here. First, a title. What is the service? What is the product? What is the freebie? What is the page about? Keep it very simple, a clear, concise title, not wordy, short, sweet, to the point. Second, a quick description. This is the perfect time to show off your product or your service in action. Through a quick description, you can have a little image or video accompany it, but again, it's very quick. A few sentences at most, letting them know what this is, why they need it. Last, collect information from anybody on your landing page. So this is a name, an email address, and some kind of button that says sign up, yes, confirm, subscribe, whatever it might be on this landing page. Again, you just need those 3 things from them: name, email, and then a button to collect that information. Okay, so here is a very simple example for you. There are so many different ways that you can do this. There are so many different platforms that you can make this on. This is simply a screenshot from Flowdesk. A number of my clients are on Flowdesk, but you can create landing pages through your own website. Again, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. However, they just have a very nice landing page builder, and so I grabbed a screenshot for you guys here. On the left, excuse me, we have an image. This is where I would recommend you have some kind of image of your product or your service in action. Here, up top, this is the title. They're asking people to join, and they have a typo here. I didn't make this, they did. Join our mailing list today. Underneath, receive regular updates from your business. Name, email address, yes please, so that's that confirmation button. So here, again, there are so many different ways that you can do it, but this is just an example of what it looks like being very, very streamlined. Now you might say, well, Jenny, we're an agency, or we are an organization. We've got a lot more information we need to provide than just this. I understand. I do. I truly do. I've worked with many, many different companies where it might not be quite so straightforward. So here's what I'd encourage you to do. If you do have more information that you need to share, go ahead and link to your website, wherever that other information is. So like, let's say, for example, you are advertising, I'm just making this up. You have an HVAC company in wherever it might be, San Francisco. You need to reach people, and you can have them sign up for maybe a $25 off their first service from you, but you really want to link and show them testimonials. You want to show them other information, credibility, about your company, and building really that authority. What you could do is you could say, please click here to learn more about our organization. That's fine, but we really want to make sure, if we're sending people to this landing page for a very specific reason, that we aren't losing them with too much information. Okay, so some of the mistakes that I often see: landing pages do not give away all of the info, right? This landing page is meant to entice them, bring them in. Maybe they're getting a discount like a coupon code from you for signing up. Maybe they're getting a free consultation by signing up on your landing page. Maybe they're getting a free guide or tutorial from you by signing up on your landing page. You don't need to explain how wonderful you are on this landing page. To be completely honest, you don't. Like I said, if you want to provide more information to them, fine. You can hyperlink to a different page, or maybe if you're even capturing their email, you're sending them an email with more information about you, but this page needs to be clean, simple, to the point. We don't want to lose people due to there being so much information to read that they forget why they were even there, which was taking you up on your free offer, discount, consultation, whatever it might be. Second, do not discuss more than the main hook on this landing page here. We don't need to go ahead, like I said, and explain everything else to them. It's simply, why are they here on this landing page? Let's make that clear and concise. This just reiterates the point one more time. You don't need to have information that isn't completely necessary. There's a later point in time to continue connecting with them. Let's just give them what they came to this landing page for, and then we can focus on additional information being sent to them later. All right, so let's chat about effective graphics. Now that we've covered landing pages, it's time to chat about effective graphics. This is something, again, that I see people really ruin for their businesses. If their graphic isn't visually appealing, easy on the eyes, and clearly communicates exactly what they need it to communicate, we've got a problem. So here are just 3 simple tips that I recommend. First, action. Show your product and service or action. This is a client of ours here, and you can see that there are clearly a couple little girls that are playing with a felt board and a book, which is what one of our clients sells. They sell like a monthly subscription box. Next, keep it eye-catching. So you have less than a second to stop people scroll, whether they're on their newsfeed, whether they're on Facebook, whether they are on Instagram stories. You have less than a second for them to stop, see what you have to show them, and stop their scroll. So it's really important that things are catchy. You can see here, one of the things that we like to do is we often like to add just like little simple moving elements. I'm going to show you how you can do this very easily through Canva. You can see we've got like the little exploding kind of like fireworks here. And that's an example of catching people's attention. Last, another big mistake I see is people adding way too much text on their graphics. I'm encouraging you to keep it light, keep it text light. Too much text can cause distraction or confusion. If, again, you're trying to sell them everything that they need to know in the simple little square, imagine too, like this is an Instagram story example, but imagine if it was just a third of the size, you simply had a little square and you're trying to show them all this text. It's overwhelming on the eyes, so keep it simple. When they click through, that's on the landing page where you can give them a little bit more information. All right, other useful tips. Canva is amazing. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go ahead and spend some time in Canva. I'll do a screen share here to show you how it is that I recommend you use it, but Canva is a place where you can create graphics for Facebook ads, Instagram feed ads, Instagram story ads, whatever you might need, it can happen here in Canva. Most everything can happen for free. We've operated for years on a free Canva account. We have a paid account now because our graphic designers like that. However, you can do a whole lot of wonderful things. You can do everything you need to do with a free Canva membership. One other useful tip I have for you is that through Facebook ads, our ads can obviously be delivered to many different places: Facebook Marketplace, Facebook feed, Instagram feed, other people's websites or apps, Instagram stories, Facebook stories. What's wonderful about Canva is you can resize it to any size you need with literally the click of a button. You don't have to go redesigning something different for stories versus feed. It's so easy. It's so simple. I love Canva. All right, another tip that I have for you is using Reels or short form video content whenever possible. Video performs wonderfully these days. It's my absolute top recommended form of just material to deliver to people is through video. So you can do this by recording something simple on your phone. There are lots of apps you can use. Reels through Instagram are really popular these days. Again, it's a free tool that you can use and create something super simple. I'm going to click play here and just show you an example of a reel that I had one of my clients create. So they went ahead and they just simply filmed a little bit of content for me using the Reels feature on their app. And then we put it in Canva. My graphic designer stuck on this little, just little text up in the top. It's cut off here, but it's due to the presentation. It's not actually cut off in real life, but it says use code OHBABY for 15% off. And again, this type of video content performs super well. It's catchy, grabs your attention right away. So take a look here. So this was for one of our mother baby brands, and you can see here they've got all of these different changing pad sheets, and it's them throwing it and showing it displayed again on the changing table. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into Canva. All right, so here we are, canva.com. Like I said, go ahead, create a free account. You can do most everything you need to do here. There will be paid options that you can't access, but like I said, for years we got away as an agency with just using the free account. So I'd highly recommend starting there if you're new to Canva. So over here, it says, what will you design? So they have a lot of different pre-made options. Now I'd recommend using them not even just for your ads, but if you need anything for email marketing, if you need any kind of social media graphics or presentations, this presentation was made in Canva. Again, not an affiliate for them, just a really big fan. So you can type in whatever you might need here, and you can see that they've got some suggested like prompts for you. Now, what I am typically doing for my clients these days is we're doing create a design, and then take a look. Again, they're prompting us with the most commonly used things. We're typically designing our ads as an Instagram post and then resizing for whatever we might need. Or maybe if we know that this client is really does really well on Instagram stories, we might just start with an Instagram story. Excuse me. All right, so this is your blank canvas within Canva. Here we have so many different options. It's just, I mean, the options are endless. You could go down a huge rabbit hole scrolling and viewing everything that they have. They even have like quick little, like I told you that we can add animations. I didn't do anything. I just clicked this, and this could be a Happy New Year message from you and your business. Whatever it might be, you can find it here. If you are looking to even like sell, like let's say there is a sale that you want to run an ad for. A lot of these are holiday themed here, but you can change any of these elements to fit whatever you might need. Let's see. Let's grab, for example, there's one up here I liked. This one. So this can be edited so quickly and so easily. You don't have to have a picture of presents in the background. You can go ahead and upload anything to here from like your computer. So let's say, for example, this is one of my client products. Actually, let's take this one, the one that I showed you before. Simply drag it in the background, and there you go. Now, there's this text box on top. We can get rid of it. We can change the color, whatever we might want. You can see that you can also change the font here. So let's say we're running, I don't know, a Father's Day sale. Doesn't pertain to this client in particular, but just giving you an example that you can tweak this and change this. Again, this can be changed to your brand fonts, whatever you might want to be. You can go ahead and change your website here. It's extremely simple and easy to use. And let's say you want to get rid of that, and maybe you want something different in the background. Checking out the elements is a really, really fun way to go. So there are elements such as, grids, shapes, charts. You can, like I said, you could spend a really long time here playing around, but let's say you wanted like a circle instead. Could have a circle, drag it to the middle, change the color. And maybe we even want to make it a little less transparent. So you can see there's a lot of putzing around you can do here. But this is just an example of some of the power that Canva has. It is amazing. Let's see here. So this is how you create like an Instagram. This would be something that would be appropriate for your Facebook ads and your Instagram ads. They can be the same size. So you can go ahead and click download right here, download. And then it asks you what kind of size you want to download it as. You go ahead and you click download and you're good to go. Now, let's say, for example, though, you wanted to resize this because you did want it for Instagram too. You know that you were going to run this ad on Facebook feed, Instagram feed. You want it on stories too. It's as simple as this resize button. I kid you not. This is a game changer. So I'm going to click Instagram story, copy and resize. So it's making a copy of it. And here it is as a story. Now you can see it's kind of chopped off. It's not quite right. That's okay. No problem. I'm just going to delete this picture and upload this. Now this one might not fit right because you see that the image itself, yeah, it is, that's right, it is a horizontal. I'm looking for more of a vertical. So let's say this one, same company. There, looks just fine. And again, we can shuffle all this around. Like if we want to not have it on the little boy's face, we could have it here. So again, you can see it is literally that simple to go ahead and click download, and it is downloaded on your computer for you to go ahead and upload to stories. To your story ads, excuse me. One last thing I want to show you while we are in here is using some of the animations. Because like I mentioned, having just a quick little animation, it goes a long way. So all of these should be just different little animations that we have. Let's see. You can add audio as well too. They've got like free music, so take a listen. That would actually be really cute for this. So we could download this, that it would play with that music in the background. So long as it says it's free, you don't have to worry about any kind of trademark or copywriting issues. So let's see, I'm gonna go to lines and shapes. So you can see there are just, I mean, like endless options. Look at all of these different, some of them are distracting and kind of crazy, but some of them are cute and are ones that we can use. Let's see. Let's scroll through and find what I like. Or maybe it's even just something as simple as like a little squiggle. You can turn it, you can resize it. You know, maybe I'm even doing something like this. A little squiggle here. I just copy and pasted it. Maybe I'm doing another little squiggle over there. Just to add a little visual attention. There are so many different ways that you can do this, as you can see. It really is a rabbit hole. Just seeing if there's anything else I like. What if I did something like a sparkle? That's one that I often like to use, as they're not quite as distracting oftentimes. Like if we wanted this little like starburst. You see that's nice, and we can even shrink it, and you can. So I'm going to go ahead and click copy, paste. We could do something like this. And it's beautiful, it's easy, it gets the point across. So you can see here, again, it's not difficult to use Canva. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but this is just a phenomenal free tool. Now, while I'm in here though, I do want to show you an example of a graphic that I wouldn't recommend. So let's say, for example, this was your company and you said Father's Day sale, and you wanted to include some information. I'll show you like what would be an example of what I would say do not do. So I would say, so this is a client that's book and felt board. So we could say like book and felt board. Our unique pieces are handmade, made of high quality felt. Made in the United States. We are a woman-owned business and can't wait for you to enjoy this product. And so you can see, like, and obviously it's too small, like that's one of the big issues, but even if we made it big enough that someone could read it, I don't want all this text on here. Again, this is information that can wait until someone makes it to the actual purchase page. So like, you know, for example, I could make this more visually appealing. Take a look. It's not difficult. So let's say I went like this. I added some text here. Maybe eliminate that, and I just say that things are 50% off. Okay. This is something I still would not recommend, and I want to show you there's just too much going on. And I want you to, again, think of your phone. Think of how small ads are that pop up, things that show up in your newsfeed or on Instagram or even on LinkedIn, it doesn't matter. The amount of space that we have is really, really small. So I'd recommend streamlining this text and making it something much more simple. It could even be something like this. Like if you did want to include a little bit of text, it could be something like handmade book. So like handmade book and felt boxes. You see how this gets across the point very similarly and is about a quarter of the text. You know, something like this. This is just something I came up with off the cuff. However, you know, something like this would even be much more appropriate than what we had before. So even something like this is much easier on the eyes. Of course, you can putz with this and make it more visually appealing to match even like brand colors and whatnot. But just again, want to show you an example of streamlining it, right? I took it from like 3 or 4 sentences or even just several lines down to 2. So that's something that I would highly, highly recommend. All right, so now what I would like to do with the rest of our time is to actually spend it going through some examples. So if you have any graphics that you want me to take a look at, or even if you've seen examples or want to discuss it, I would be more than happy to give you my opinion about these graphics and what we can do to make them more streamlined.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Wonderful, thanks so much. All right, so opening up our Q&A, we had a couple questions dropped in here. And reminder, go ahead and drop in any other questions that you guys have surrounding graphics and landing pages, and we will run through it here. I am going to set up a screen share here to show you guys around in Canva, because we had a couple Canva specific questions come up. All right. Okay, so we had Heather asking some questions more or less about how do we make these images more on brand to fit, you know, to fit our actual businesses. You know, some of these graphics are cool, but they might not quite fit what we need. And let me show you guys how we're doing that here. So let's say you're doing an Instagram post and you find something you really like. All right, so let's say we want something like this, but you look at it, and I know I dove into this a little bit, but just to reiterate, you know, you look at this and the font isn't quite right, the colors aren't quite right, it's nice, but you need something different. Well, all you need to do here is, Heather, you just have to, I'm sure you have some sort of branding document or some guidelines as to what fonts you are using, what fonts you aren't using, and then just go ahead and select them from here. So for example, my brand fonts are Lato. I also use this one here, they're recently used. So I can swap this out very quickly to be the branding that I need it to be to match my colors. Blue is not one of my colors. However, something that you can do is actually, you can create a brand kit. So this is if you have a paid membership, you can do a brand kit. If you don't want to pay, that's totally fine. Like I said, we did without paid for years. All you need to do though is you can type in your color codes here, and you can pull up exactly which colors match your brand. So you can change it to literally whatever fits your brand. And you can see even this background can get changed. So if I wanted it to be like my ads on corked light blue, this is kind of hard on the eyes. So, you know, there's putzing around that you need to do here, but maybe I would do something like, yeah, again, got some putzing to do to make it right, but you can see how easily you can go ahead and change out the colors, change out the fonts to make it match your brand. All right, so then we have a question, can I share more about how to create the same ad in Canva for different platforms? So all we have to do is go ahead and click resize. Even if you don't have the paid version, you can see I do, because there's like a little crown here, but yours should look something similar. Basically, it'll say, do you want to create this for an Instagram story? Do you want to create this for a Facebook post, a Facebook cover? All of those options are here. If you pay, that's where you can do very custom resizing, which is like nice for websites and whatnot, but I honestly don't use that too often, excuse me. So if I click copy and resize, then I can go ahead and putz around this as much as I'd like, and it's ready to go for Instagram stories. We have another question about what kind of images would I recommend for consulting or other non-visual service businesses? Yeah, so like take my company, for example. That's a perfect example of that. I don't have anything flashy. I don't have anything fun. I can create a graphic, but what about like if we want something lifestyle-y, what does that look like? Well, that's where I'd strongly recommend a picture of you in action. And if there's no way to do you in action, or that's just not something that you have access to image-wise, even just a picture of you is great. So long as they see a similar picture to you on your landing page, somewhere in your website, they recognize this isn't just a stock photo. This is actually Jenny. So let me show you an example of what this could look like here. These snowflakes. Okay, so for example, let's take, I should have some branding photos of myself uploaded here from recently. Okay, so here's an example. If let's say I wanted to book some more speaking gigs. I've had branding photos taken in the past. And so here's an example of a branding photo of me. And I could have some sort of caption that says, book your free consultation today, or, Facebook advertising speaker, or whatever I want to say in the ad. I can do that. But you can see, again, I'm a service-based business owner. And here's an example of me in real life talking about ads. So I would strongly recommend, like I said, even when I had my photos taken here, I just grabbed someone at the front desk and said, hey, could you come in for this photo? Like I want to show that I do these one-on-one consultations. I work with people. I do it virtually, right? So most of my consultations are all virtual. People I work with are all around the world. And so I don't have pictures of me and someone that I work to who lives, a few thousand miles away. So anyway, what I've done is I've just done the best I can with what I have. And so I'm sure you've seen throughout the day here. Let's see. So I do have some of just myself like this, but I've done my best to get some. Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of me with someone else, showing like, hey, this is me, interacting with someone, and I could use this to advertise my Facebook ad like consults that I do. All right, just running through our questions, see if we have anything more. Okay, what other questions do you guys have? And also reminder, I had dropped this in the chat, but if any of you have landing pages you want me to run through right now, or images, graphics, etc., you want me to run through, I would love to take this time to do that. I do have one person in particular, Chelsea, that we used the example earlier today. She also sent over those images that match the ad copy that I audited. So I'm going to go ahead and run through hers. And in the meantime, you guys, pull up your website. If you want to know my honest opinion of your website, I can show you what I think of it, things that you should be tweaking, keeping in mind. Please drop any and all questions for me. I'm an open book and here to be a resource to you. So with that, I want to pull open. Okay, so this is Chelsea Joe. So she is the one who emailed about having us audit for the free workshop. If you remember, we were doing the ad copy for the work from home moms, and just want to show you guys the general notes that I wrote regarding her graphics that she sent over. Okay, so she sent over 3 different options, which is wonderful, you guys. Reminder that when we're testing this out, when we're running ads, we need to be testing out multiple different versions of our images. So here are graphics that she created. She absolutely could have created these in Canva. There are other places you can create these too, but that is just my recommended easy way to do it, easy and free way. So we've got this one. So it says workshop, succeed in home and business, start doing your very best work in every area of your life. Free workshop, work from home moms, stop feeling pulled in all directions, finally succeed in home and business. And then we have free workshop, work from home moms, stop feeling pulled in all directions, succeed in home and business. So this was one piece of advice I had for Chelsea, is that on her website, on her ad copy, on her graphics, I want to know the title of this free workshop, because what would jump out to me if I were a work from home mom would be, the subject, or sorry, the title of her actual workshop that she's doing. So whether it is, say goodbye to cluttering, chaos, or, whatever, I'm making that up, but you get the idea. Whatever the name of the workshop is, I would love to see it on this graphic, in her ad copy, and on her landing page. That cohesiveness between those 3 places is vitally important. Next thing, Chelsea, I would recommend that you actually pull your audience too. See what they like best. See if something resonates with your audience more than others. How do you pull them? Create an Instagram story. just say, hey, do you guys like this workshop title, or something else? And let your audience that you have let you know what they like best. All right. One thing that I had for Chelsea is, let's see, I'm just seeing which one's the best example of this. So we have stop feeling pulled in all directions, finally succeed in home and business. One thought that was going through my mind is for women who are work from home moms, I feel like it almost might be more beneficial to focus on the positives of what they're going to get out of this. We do have finally succeed in home and business, but I'm talking about how they're feeling inside. What is that feeling, Chelsea, that they're going to come away with after they attend your free workshop? So I said, maybe it's peace, maybe it's handling the demands of, of life with ease. Maybe that can even help inform what this workshop title is. But I want to focus on how people are feeling. That's really what's going to connect with people. Not just the negative, but I want to spin it and focus on the positive. Another piece of advice, like I said, name the workshop. And then one other thing, I would really love to see a different image here for this, because this kind of feels like happy, excited mom. But I'm thinking about, again, so if we're diving into those personas of who would be attending Chelsea's free workshop, you've got your exhausted and overwhelmed moms. You have your moms who feel like they're failing their children. You have moms who feel like they're failing their job. You might have the mom who's just about ready to give up. And so this wouldn't resonate with me. If I, worked from home, was exhausted, I would resonate more with, and let's see here. I liked this one. You're carrying your computer. We know this also feels very like, I'm corporate, but I'm also mom kind of look. And so I like that. So Chelsea, I would just encourage you to maybe swap this one out. It feels too happy with thinking about where people are probably coming at you from. So just looking for something relatable. All right. And that is what I have. And then taking a look at Chelsea's workshop page here. So, those similar elements are transferring on over here. So Chelsea, I would love to see whatever image you end up identifying as your top performing image. I want to see that one eventually show up on here. Let's see here. I also want your workshop title here. And maybe this is your workshop title. So let's have that carry across. One last thing for you, Chelsea, is I'm going to show you guys, let's see here. In our very last session today, we are actually diving into how exactly you need to set up your tracking and understand your return. And one thing I'm going to check right now on Chelsea's website is if she has her tracking set up right. She might not have it because she might not be aware that she needs it, but this is a really good lesson for everyone here, is that when I click on Give Me Access Now, what I'm going to be paying attention to is this little tool up here. It's called the Facebook Pixel Helper. This is one of the tools that I run through in the free workbook, that you guys have access to after today. Again, it's living within Podia right now. So I want you guys to take a look at the tutorials. One of them is about the Facebook Pixel Helper. So again, when I click on this button, I want to see if it's going to fire as a lead or a sign up or whatever it might be. It might not register as anything, but if Chelsea is running ads to get people to sign up for this workshop, this has to fire as a lead or a sign up. If it doesn't, her ads will not perform. They will not perform. It doesn't matter how beautiful her copy, images, website is. When I click it, if it does not say lead or registration sign up, her ads won't perform. So Chelsea, just heads up, no pressure. But if this doesn't work, then what I'm going to make sure you join on our last training here today to figure out how do we set that up so that when we click on Give Me Access Now, whether it's up above or down below, that it measures is what it is. So let us see. Drum roll. Oh, interesting. Okay. So Chelsea, it looks like this is redirecting to your easy webinar page. So this is an interesting point. What I want to happen, if you can set this up, is it needs to redirect to your website, to something on your website so we can measure it. Because right now, looks like this is pixeled. Let me see if it was your same pixel. No. Just seeing if it's your same pixel. So take a look, you guys. This tool will tell me. So her pixel ends in 7912. You do have this pixel. Very, very interesting. Okay, so Chelsea, it might be an option that what you can do is you'll set up your tracking so that when live-event-5 fires, that we count that as like a sign up. But anyway, again, the next presentation, my very last one in the day, will dive into how to do that. But we need to make sure that this is marked as something special, that Facebook understands that this is what we want people to do, is to make it here. Let's see when we click join event, what happens next. That's great. Okay, wonderful. I'm so happy that you're able to continue using your pixel on here. So yeah, Chelsea, that's what I would say. I would tell Facebook that what we want to do is get people to the next page. It's not letting me go back there right now because I already signed up, but to that page that we were just on, we're going to set that up as your conversion event that we're optimizing for. Okay, let's see. We've got another question. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so Kay went ahead and answered, and she said, all right, my ideal avatar is someone like you, successful business mother who wants to be present and knows what they can do and what they can hand off. Time is their currency, and I help them with 6 months of content all in one day. Not sure what type of titles and copy to use. Okay, first off, Kay, you're very sweet. But yeah, absolutely. I'm the type of person, it might be your ideal person. So specifically, and actually, why don't we, hold on, we've got a few more minutes. Andy, can you go ahead and unmute Kay, and we'll just go ahead and chat this through. So Kay, just want to make sure I fully understand. So you help them with 6 months of content. So that's the photo shoot. And then are you writing captions, or what kind of content exactly are you giving them?
All right, Kay, you should be good to go.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Kay. Yes, I can hear you. I'm so happy you're here today.
Yes. So it depends on what they want. I've been recently getting clients who just want a day in the life of, and then taking all the photos from that type of session, and then they want to spread it out into 6 months. And then I have clients who have a launch or something that leads up to it. So it really depends on the client and what they want for the next 6 months. If they wanted to, they could do a year, but it's very broad. Like it would just hit every holiday and changing outfits for that kind of thing.
Sure, sure.
So my ideal is to get clients to book the 6 months so that we could get it done in like about 5 hours. And then I go through what they want, and then I give them a shoot list of content so that we could shoot it, and then they have ideas for how to post them.
Okay.
And then, so usually they would look over it, approve it, and then give it to their VA or somebody who, is their assistant, and they would go ahead and post everything for them.
Okay, sounds good. And just so you guys know, so Kay is a photographer, so she's talking about shooting 6 months worth of content for them, and personal branding. Thank you. And so, are there virtual assistants actually writing out the posts? You're giving them the ideas, like, hey, this could be used in this way, or it's not, but I could say that tomorrow is National Coffee Day, right? And so that's actually today. Did you know that?
Stop it.
I have a client who's they're a coffee brand. So anyway, today's National Gourmet Coffee Day. Anyway, sorry, Kay, go ahead.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I just picked that up, but okay. Wow. So then say that you wanted to have like a photo of you sitting at Starbucks on your laptop working, and you don't want to really use stock photos. You just want real photos, but not like lifestyle-ish. Those are the type of photos that I would take, and they would use that for National Coffee Day. And then, or one of those, they could reuse it and repurpose it for, say, sometimes you just need to, walk out of your house and have a fresh surrounding, or whatever your content that you want to be that day. I write different ideas for that type of photo.
Got it. And
they go ahead and write it in their own words.
Yeah. And so in your question, you said you're not sure what type of titles and copy to use. So are you talking about, when you say titles, do you mean like what kind of like angles, like personas that you should be thinking about?
Yeah. So I tend to attract people who want my services, but they won't, the pricing is not right. Or I do a free discovery call for 20 minutes, and they will take it, and they'll I'll give a couple of ideas, but they'll go ahead and try to do it themselves.
Got
Or
it.
yeah, so I want to attract the right people, but I
Sure.
don't know if it's my wording because I know what my avatar is.
Yep. Yep, for sure. Kate, excuse me. I wonder if you're just not communicating as much value as there to these
Okay.
people, because if they are willing to get on a call with you, but where
Yeah.
they're falling off is the actual booking of you part, I'm
Right.
afraid that maybe all that they need is some testimonials saying how you've changed. Like so I'm taking myself, for example. I pay for branding photos every once in a while. It's not something I do super regularly.
Mhm.
But if I were served with an ad talking about how, like as a business owner myself,
Yeah.
I keep up with all of my clients' social media. I don't keep up with my own social media as much as I
Right.
should. At the end of the day, if I had a reminder from my photographer that, hey, it's been 10 months, you should really
Right.
be taking your photos again. If I had that reminder of like, this is quick, this is easy. If I could see testimonials from people who have worked with you, if I
Yeah.
could have reminders about how you can take all this work off my plate and make it so much less stressful for me of thinking through, literally, it's on my mind day and night, how I don't have the content created for myself. I create it for all my clients. And it's constantly in my mind that
Right.
I'm falling behind on keeping up and serving my people because I'm so busy serving my people, if that makes sense. So,
Right.
I'm thinking about someone like me. Messaging surrounding that would be huge. Just that ease. Again, focusing on like, what is my problem and how are you fixing that problem? So I would want to see, so in my mind, I'm like, okay, you could run ads to get people to book you for a consult, but it sounds like you have people coming. It's just the actual like getting them from your call to getting them to book you for your service. So I think it's maybe more of communicating the value to them. Feels like that might be the bottleneck.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Kate, I'd focus on gathering as many testimonials and send that over. When you send over a proposal to them, I would send over testimonials from raving clients. I know that, like on the proposals that I send to my clients, I have one whole page of, it's not just text. It's kind of like, it's curated. I've made it in a Canva template. But anyway, I show client testimonials of just people raving about the real results that they get. And that's enough to sell it. For people to see, oh, hey, Jenny grew so-and-so's business by 3 times using Facebook ads. Like they can see themselves, and they can even see themselves in like the pain points and how it was solved by our agency. And I want you to think about that too when you're like gathering testimonials from people. Even give them maybe some like talking points of like, hey, what was your pain point and how did I help it? Because I think that that's really at the root of communicating to others the value that you have in the service you provide.
So I think in my proposal, I have a very curated carousel testimonial with the
Okay.
images that I have of the
Great.
clients. They're like website, so it's not like I'm just taking a picture of a friend,
Yes.
So so it's real. And however, I don't do that until the discovery call and they decide to book it. Because I don't. Oh gosh, that's so weird.
Sorry, Kay, I had to. I just have to take a quick peek.
Okay. So like I don't take phone calls. I only take Zoom calls. So I get to see them and their reaction, and I get to see if they're uncomfortable in front of photos or something like that. This is not finished, by the way.
Oh,
But,
you're fine. You're good. I was just looking for those testimonials.
Yeah. Oh, they should be on the bottom somewhere. But my right there on top, right there, client testimonial.
Okay.
I have it like that. But my process is, we have a discovery call. You want to go ahead with it. I send you a proposal, contract, and a deposit. That's all like in one email. And that's where all my process of like my curated proposal is with Carousel. It goes around and each client comes up and what they wrote, for me, comes up.
Yep. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Kay, I'm going to say one big thing that's glaring at me. These testimonials are wonderful and they talk about how beautiful your work is. But I hear you saying you want to attract a busy business owner mother like myself. These don't shout out at me as Kay is the answer to my problem.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking. I want to see your testimonials showing exactly how it is that you're helping them with their problem. And I want to relate this back to everybody else on this call is the same exact thing. How is your service the exact answer to what they need? I want to see this brought back X number of hours in my month. Kay Kay saved my marketing plan. I no longer have to think about X, Y, and Z, that kind of feel. We need to hit at the heartstrings rather than the quality of your photos, because the quality of your photos speaks for themselves, right? Like we can jump here and say, wow, this woman has it together. But we need to hit at the heartstrings.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, it really was. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we are at time for this section. We got one left, so we got one more break. We'll reconvene at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, grab your water jar, fill up your water jug, grab something to eat. But one session left. We'll see you soon.